Hello everybody, this is Merchant Metals. Today is Memorial's Day. So what I figured I'd do for this video, it's going to be a raw teardown of this last set of transformers right here. As far as I can come correct with these by knowledge, they're some sort of variable frequency style transformer. It's like so you can kind of instigate the amount of power that goes into something. It's about as far as I know about what they are specifically, but either way, we did a bunch of these, and we got 4 more to go. So this is going to be a raw video of tearing this unit down. And Mason out there is squeaking at squirrels right now, so hope you don't mind that being in the audio. Happy Memorial's Day, everybody. I'd like to thank everybody for their services. For everybody who served, thank you. And let's start this video off with a banger and tear this stuff apart. We got 4 transformers here, and they're all sort of connected. I'm assuming it's for some sort of a 220 application, something bigger, I guess you could say. That's a lot of weight. They are heavy, but we just need Phillips bit, and we're gonna start taking all those little plates off of there. Yeah. Take these screws off. We're trying to tear them down 100% and then retrieve the copper off the donuts, and that's the video today. Okay. One more on. There's one more on each panel. There. Obviously, there's some good copper wire that I'll be salvaging later on too. Okay, so this is the part where this camera comes off and we really get to work. Because my other 2 tools that I'll be using is a hammer and a hatchet. These have a lot of weak points, and I'm going to exploit that. I'm going to show you guys right now in Spaceman version. Okay. Some plastic is brittle and it goes flying. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so there's a bunch of little pieces of brass and copper and stuff right here. I got a pile of that going right there. You know, I got a basket for this stuff, and it's called copper breakage. Right there. That's where it technically needs to go for now. Yep. Because that is a category. And yes, that basket right there is heavy and full of copper and brass, man. It's just the smaller stuff. But I gotta have the table set up for smaller stuff, and I gotta keep it clean and keep it moving, so that's usually what I do. Now we can work on this. And it's gonna probably, to be honest with you, it's probably gonna be one of these things. Now if we can get that loose right there, these might be able to slide off. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay, one more of those. Okay, I just knocked enough grease off it to be able to tell that there is indeed a snap ring on there. There's a snap ring on there. If we get that snap ring loose, they'll start sliding apart. I have tools for that. Okay. Got it though. Trying to give you guys a little bit of a view. I'm just pulling these seals off of there. And then there's probably a pack of bearings. And once that comes loose, we should be in business here. There's the plastic seal. Okay. We're gonna have to cut that right there. And then I think we're in. Oh, there we go. We got the first one. The first one's free. Nice. There's a nice chunk of brass right there. That's solid brass. So now that we got them like that, let's make them all like that. How about that? Okay. Okay. That one's seized. Not good. Rusty. That one came though. Just now. Nope. Can try that one. Nice. So maybe I was initially using the wrong size the Allen head key spot. Either way, we got it. I'm not going to fight that off. So let's cut that right there. There. There's two done. It's hard to breathe in there when that's closed down. Definitely keeps me safe though, which is important. Could have swore I had a bit on this. Uh-oh. That one's jacked up. Damn. Problems. Rats. Ah. Oh, we got it. Sweet. I might use a square style bit. Okay, let's take that thing apart. Maybe that'll help loosen it. I don't know. Nice. Now we can cut it. I just need enough space in between that brass right there. The brass bushing that I'm cutting off right here, that's not going to come off nicely. That was my goal, is to get around it entirely, you know. Piece of brass. All right, one more to go. One more of these. Brass. And now they're separated. Now we're going to separate cast aluminum from the copper donut. Yep. We need to get in. I need to take this astronaut helmet off because it's not helping me right now. That gets toasty. I'm sweating. There. Recovery. Hang on. There's wires connecting that aluminum plate and the donut together, and there's 4 of them per transformer. I'm gonna lay them out. We're gonna snip all those wires, and then we're gonna take the hatchet and hammer, and then we're gonna separate that cast aluminum, the copper donuts. Yeah. I need better snips. I had a pair too. I don't know where they went. Here they are. These will work much better. Yeah. Just like that. Beautiful. Then after we clip all these wires, we're going to move right over to separating the cast aluminum. Yeah. Just give me 1 second, we'll get there. That helps remove it later by cutting those wires now. Beautiful. I hate to say it, but Spaceman again. I need these. All right, let's get these separated quickly. Okay, so I'm going to explain one time why I'm hatcheting the crap out of it. These ones specifically have so much glue around the ring of copper that you gotta chop it up in specific spots, because when you go and cut this with a grinder, it's going to be really hard to peel it clean if you didn't chop up the glue sections. Because if they're all glued together, what's going to happen when I go and pull the copper off? It's all going to try to pull with it at the same time. Makes it impossible to pull them off. Chopping it up now gets the plastic majority off. Makes it easier for me to get to it. So that's why I just spent 5 minutes swinging the hatchet, because it was necessary. Okay? Yeah. All right. And I hate to say it, but we got to get the grinder out and put the astronaut mask back on to cut all these. I'm going to set them up right now, and we're going to cut them. And then we're going to rip the copper off and call that a day for this part of the day, because I got 3 other things I want to do, and it's Memorial's weekend, so hope everybody's having an awesome holiday. This is the content I'm getting out now because, well, it's what I got. It's what you're getting. All right. So, without further ado, Spaceman helmet. So, I almost can't believe it, but if that single cutting wheel cut every single one of these transformers, every single one of them, yeah, it's done for. There ain't nothing on there left, but it cut all of them. So now we're gonna open the copper up and get the copper out of it, and then we'll be able to say we've got these ones finished. That was a workout, man. So I'm getting behind it with a hatchet, and then I'm using leverage and just prying down enough to create the opening right there. That's nice. Do that to all three of them, all three that's left. then we'll start ripping copper. I guess I could have had my gear back on, but we didn't. Oh, I'm sure Ogre's got my back. For sure. After this, me and Mason are going to go for a bike ride. And we're going to invite you guys along in with that. So, hope you enjoy that part once we get there. So for your case, it'll probably be a different video. Might even be a product review. Who knows? Alright. In theory, since we smacked the living crap out of the other side and got most of the plastic and glue off of there, it should pull in decent segments. If not, we'll probably have to attack the other side a little bit more. Yeah. We'll see. I want it to come off just like that, all the way around. That would be ideal. Beautiful. Right along where I chopped it with the hatchet. They're coming out in chunks. See? Without that, you'd be just sitting there trying to pull on it. That's, you know, that's all. So if I did math, this is gonna be 24 pounds of copper I just pulled off there, not counting all the brass and cast aluminum that came off that stuff. Oh, see, that needs more. See that? Yeah. There's a steel donut. The glue still makes it tough, as you can see. I'm going to have to pull on it quite some bit. It'd be near impossible if I didn't have this hatchet. Because this isn't a very edited version, you guys get a lot better idea how much in value, you know, this is per amount of work it takes to take apart 4 of them. There's a little bit more work involved than expected, as you can see. I'm breaking multiple sweats. Not to worry though, I got Ogre camping fans got my back. Ogre F11 camping fan. Yeah. Oh, nice breeze. Thank you, Ogre, for keeping me cool at my workstation. Never forget you. One thing I could need is, I see you guys have mattresses. I might want a mattress. If you could send one out, that'd be cool. See, this one's really glued. One more, and we'll have it, and, and we'll have it. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tap the top side of it like that. I feel like that's gonna help loosen it up. I see it doing something along this top side. Every time I hit it, I feel like it's releasing. The glue is releasing from that shock. We'll see if that helped. I think it did. So that's another good recipe. Smack right on the top side of the donut. See, it's all glued together. But it does make a good pile of copper. That does seem to be the truth right there. But it's all glued, see? Yeah. Come on. I want to go fishing. And that's exactly what we're going to go do. We just finished. We are done with that. Now all we got to do is just sort out what we have and move on to the next stuff on the bench, but not today. This holiday weekend, I can't wait to get my fishing pole into some water. Get a good video of me reeling in a bass or something. That would make my day. Yeah, nice big pile of number 2 copper, and some brass, and some cast, and some trash, and some steel cores, and Mason's barking at squirrels. I'd say it was a successful scrapping. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is Merchant Metals signing out. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your Memorial weekend. And we'll see you tomorrow here at the workbench.